Hi, and welcome to this extended demo of AcctFusion. We're excited to show you all the functionality of this system today. First, we're going to go over the dashboard, then we'll quickly go over the setup functions, then we'll go over commissions and transactions and get into the basic accounting functions such as expenses, invoicing, and payments, and we'll finish up in the reports. Okay, so here when you first log in, you'll be on the dashboard, and here you'll see the main status of your office with all of the incoming receivables, the payables, and then the net from that. We also have all of your basic reports that you can see here. Most of the reports, if applicable, can be sorted by date period. So we have your profit and loss of the office coming in here, income and expenses of a time period. Per month, we have the trending report right here, so you can see the sales, the expenses, and the net profit. And as well as the receivables snapshot, and then basic accounting reports such as balance sheet, income statement, cash flow. To see more, you can just click on this to expand it, press update, and here you have your balance sheet. Now, one disclaimer with this video, this is a demo account, which means that these aren't exact real estate numbers, but it should give you a great idea of how the system works. And if you have any questions after this video, please write them down, and you can schedule a live demo with an AcctFusion representative and go over any questions that you may have before you get up and going yourself. Okay, so let's start over in the setup. And we're not going to go step by step how to do everything. You'll be trained on that later. However, we're just going to go over some of the functionality so you know what can be set up. We'll start with the companies. So here you're going to set up your company. Each company has a unique tax ID number or TIN, so you'll want to create another company if you have multiple tax ID numbers. If you have multiple offices inside of that company, then you'll click on locations and add multiple locations. The great thing about AcctFusion is that you'll get everything for one price, no matter how many offices you have. So that's definitely a great perk. Also, here you can put in your users, everyone that's using the accounting system, as well as your agents. Now, agents, customers, vendors, and your trial balance can all be imported quickly through the import feature. Many AcctFusion users use the trial balance import to import their current trial balance. This is really important because this allows you to go live at any point during the year. You don't necessarily have to wait till January 1st. Because what you can do is export your trial balance from your current accounting system, make sure all your debits equal your credits, and make sure that all of your accounts line up with the AcctFusion accounts, and then import that, and all of your data will be current and ready to go in AcctFusion. Okay, going back to the main setup screen, we'll go over commissions at the end, but we'll just go through the other tabs here in setup. So you can set up your customers and agents. You can set up your invoices, how you want your invoices to look when you send them out to your customers. So you can put on your logo, your default terms, and everything to make your invoice look professional. In payables, we can set up our tax codes if we have that, as well as a check setup. So you can set up your check stock. It's completely customizable, and so you can put in exactly what you want to show on your check and the positioning. We have most of the default values in here, so you won't have to change too much, but if you would like to completely customize it, you can do that as well. Saving a check stock will allow you to print checks directly from AcctFusion. It will fill in all of the numbers for you and automate that process, which is really nice. So in inventory, we already talked about the locations. Items and services let you set up default items such as desk fees or a transaction fee that will populate in the payable or receivable that you're using. Inside of Advanced, we can set up our bank accounts, which will help fill in the check and e-check information. We can edit our accounts inside of AcctFusion. So if you want to add a new account or you want to edit an account based on either the number or the description, you can do that. In the other setup functions, you can change the subcategory, add new ones, as well as the categories as well. And one disclaimer working in an accounting system, make sure you advise a certified accountant before you make any changes to the accounting system. especially if you're messing with the accounts or main settings in accounting. Okay, so now that's all the setup except for commissions. We'll go and do commissions right now. And so right now we have 3 plans set up. To add a new plan, you can just click New Plan, put in the plan name, cap amount, cap period, and then we can put in the plan items after that. We'll just go over one plan that's already been created, and it's this gold plan right here. So if we edit this plan, we'll see the main details of the plan in general. So we have the name right here. We have the cap amount saying that once the office receives $100,000 in fees, this plan will be capped. And that cap period is an annual anniversary. So that means 1 year from the start date. You can pick other cap periods as necessary, including annually or rolling periods. Okay, we'll click Save. And now we can add plan items, which really get into the details of the plan. And so because it's a gold plan, what we have here is 60/40 when the agents first come on, and then once they bring in enough sales, they switch to a 90/10 plan. And there's also this admin fee that is tacked on to each transaction for $100. So now we'll go in and look at these, how to set these up. AcctFusion has completely dynamic commissions, so you can edit and change this exactly how you need to fit your specific plans. What we have here is you can set up a flat fee. In this case, we aren't going to do that because it's a percentage. The office is going to take 40% out of the gross commission income. You can also take it out of the sale price or the running fee total. Min and max per transaction, that means no matter what, the office will receive at least $100 and no more than $5,000. You can set a cap on this specific item if you wish to do that. And then in the plan cap criteria, this is how you would set up any sort of progressive plans or something like that, as we talked about before, saying, okay, when the agent or team is first working and they have no sales, they'll be using this plan item, and then until they reach $50,000 in sales, they'll be using this plan as well. Once they reach 50,001, this plan item will drop off and no longer be used. And so that's why we have the 90/10 item as well. Because we'll go down here first, you can see that the min amount already paid is 50,001. So once the 60/40 plan drops off, this one picks up and it goes to 75,000. You'll notice that there's no fee here either, but there is a 10% commission fee applied to the gross commission income. And lastly, we have a simple admin fee. It's just $100 that the broker takes out for admin purposes. And you can see this is a flat fee, so it's in the commission fee, $100. And then we can choose how we want to distribute that fee among agents if there are more than one agent on a particular transaction. So the default is by commission percentage, but you can also split that amount evenly or apply to each. Okay, now that we have our plan set up, we can go into our agents. And so as you can see, we have Darren Cross up here at the top. He's assigned to the gold plan, which we're just looking at, and his start date is February 15th, 2019. Now remember, the start date's important because this the anniversary date is based off of this start date, whether it be for agent or a team. If you switch over mid-year, you can easily put in the starting cap value or the starting transaction count to make sure that all of your caps are correct and up to date. Now if we go over to teams, it's pretty similar, but here we have all of our teams. If you open up the drop down in the team, you can be able to add new members, see all of the agents on the team, and then put in the percentage that they're getting out of the agent's portion of the gross commission. And then you'll also see fee amounts for those who aren't getting a percentage but are getting a fee. And you'll just want to make sure that all the percentages add up to 100. Okay, so now we're ready to actually start a commission. So we'll go into commissions and we'll click new. Okay, we'll put in the property name. Let's say it's 13 First Avenue. Click save. And so right now I'll go ahead and put in the basic information and then we'll go from there. Okay, so now we have the basic information in, but I wanted to show you these fields right here because they are somewhat interactive. To select the escrow company, simply click in the field and it will bring up all of your customers that are in your account database. So if you want to create a new escrow company, you can do that there. Or you can select one that's already in your system, like First American Title, contact is Tim Johnson. The same is with the buyer. Usually you'll want to select a new customer, but let's say that in this case it's John Denver is our buyer. And if you, the broker, are receiving earnest money deposit, then you can fill that out here, and it will automatically be calculated into the invoice you're receiving. If the EMD is going directly to the escrow or another third-party company, then you want to leave this blank. Okay, now we'll go down to the commission detail where all the fun happens. So let's go ahead and we'll click on that team that we're looking at, the Dream Team, and we're going to select the Gold Plan. As you notice, it automatically defaults to what they're assigned to, but you can override that and click the commission plan you want for the specific transaction. We'll say that they're getting 3% of the gross of the sale price and representing the listing side. If I had other agents that were on a different plan or maybe representing the buyer side, you can add new details here as well. So here we have all of the commission details. We have the basic office fees in the commission plan, and we have the agent commission split. However, if you want to add other things such as a listing referral, you can do that before the office fees are taken out. If you have a transaction coordinator fee that gets taken out after the office receives its fees, you can put that in here in the pre-agent commission split. So let's actually add a listing referral right now. We can add expense, and let's say that James Fredman from Remax is in our system and he is the listing referral. So we can click on that and put in a short description, say listing referral, and let's say that we agreed on terms of $500. And notice over here that the numbers will change once we click off, and now the net commission income is updated for the office fees to be taken out. You can add expense like that to any section. You can also delete the expenses that you've created if necessary. So here we have our office fees. We have the 60/40, we have the admin fee taken out as so. And then we have the agent commissions fees here by percentage and then by fee amount as well. The way this works is that the fees are taken out first, the flat fees are taken out first, and then the percentages are calculated at the end. Once everything's ready, we'll go ahead and create a transaction. And the commission is no longer editable, so we'll go ahead and look at that in transactions because it is closed. So we'll go to the transactions tab, and notice that all of the transactions are organized by close date. Ours, 13 First Avenue, was closed on August 8th, 2019. So we can expand that right here. And in the expansion, we can see all of the payables that the office has to pay out. And so we can make these payments directly from the screen, which is very nice. We can also receive the payments here. So the office is going to be receiving $9,750. So we'll go ahead and receive that payment from First American Title, $9,750, get invoices, and here we have all of the invoices coming in from First American Title that haven't been paid yet. Ours is down here at the bottom. Click paid, and then click save. And that takes us to the payment screen where we can see that the First American Title has paid us out, and we should see that change inside of our reports. Going back to transactions, we'll make a payment to one of our agents as well. But first you'll notice that Ryan has an overdue receivable for something like a desk fee or some other fee. So we'll go ahead and apply that right now. If you click the plus button right here, you can see that he has 2 invoices that we can apply. So we can click apply invoice, and this will take care of all the accounting automatically and make sure that Ryan gets everything paid before the office pays him out. And now that we apply all those invoices, you'll notice that the commission due is $50 less, now at $175. So we can go ahead and make that payment to Ryan, and we'll say that we are sending out a check to Ryan, that's the payment, and we'll want to select the correct payment amount. These are all of the outstanding invoices that the office owes to Ryan, but we'll just pay the $175 right now. And click save. And once we do that, it'll bring us to the vendor payments page. Here we see Ryan Stacks, the most recent one, for $175. We can also print that check by clicking on the little printer icon. And so here we just pulled up the check for Ryan. And as you can see, this is a more filled out check stock. And it fills in Ryan Stacks with the date and the dollar amounts all filled out. With our office and the bank account information, it automatically creates the check number and with all the invoice details. All we have to do is print it out on our check stock, sign it, and Ryan is good to take that to the bank. Okay, great. Now we're going to go back to transactions because we did skip one thing. If your office uses a commission trust account to receive commissions and other things in your office, then you can use a trust account to operate an account transfer utility. And basically what this does is at the end of the day, when you're done working in your commission account, you can apply this transfer to transfer all of your funds into the operating account. This will do all of the accounting for you automatically with journal entries and so forth. However, you will need to physically transfer your funds from bank account to bank account. Apply transfer. And now you'll notice that there are no available funds to transfer until we start making some more payments. Okay, now we'll go into accounts receivable. One thing to remember is that AcctFusion, it does commissions, it does transactions specifically for real estate, but it's also a complete accounting system. So you can do your invoices, your payables, all your payments, all your reports and everything from AcctFusion. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a new invoice. We'll say it's going to be a recurring desk fee for Beth Davis. And so we'll want to make sure we click the recurring box right here. It's not going to be for a specific transaction, so we'll leave that blank. And we can put in our desk fee item right here by typing the abbreviation DF, selecting that. And we'll want to make sure that we put in the quantity. In this case, it's just 1 per recurring payment. And then we see the total come up as 25. And because it's an item that we set up inside of the setup module, we have attached the account, and that's going to be the same every time. So AcctFusion automatically does that for us. If we were to select our own account on a different fee, we could go in here and select any of the accounts for us. Okay, so here is the total. If we wanted to include taxes, we could put in our tax code, and let's just show you guys how to do that really quick. So it's a 6-cent tax. We can either include that in the total or not include it, tax it on. Okay, if we want to say that Beth paid right now, then we can go ahead and fill this out and put the amount paid. We can go ahead and click save. And now we have successfully created that invoice to Beth Davis, which we can then print out. We can print that out and send it to her, or of course we can email it to her, download as a PDF, or ship it. And in order to create a recurring invoice, we can go over to recurring invoices right here, where we will see the Beth Davis invoice for August 9th for $25, which we just created. And what we can do is we can select just the invoices that we want to generate. We can select the next period where that invoice will be applicable. Let's say next month we want to send Beth an invoice for a desk fee on September 9th, 2019 as well. We can click generate, and now we can view that invoice or journal entry. We'll go in and show you the invoice right here. You can see Beth Davis on September 9th, 2019 is going to be charged another $25. Okay, and once Beth pays that, we'll want to create a new payment and select Beth Davis and say that she has paid it. Okay, accounts payable is very similar to how receivables work. Here we have all of the expenses. To create a new expense, we can click here. The screen looks very similar. And then we also have our payments and our recurring payments right there. To add new vendors and new customers for accounts receivable, we can go in here and see all of our vendors, add new ones that way. Okay. Also within AcctFusion, you can have access to all of your journal entries. in case you want to see those. You can do a bank transfer like how we did on the transactions, but in this case you can select any of your bank accounts to any of your bank accounts and select an amount. So that's really easy to do, a good utility. You can also do a bank reconciliation. So put in the correct date that we need. We'll say January 1st, 2019 to today's date of August 9th, 2019. Click Update. Oh, I forgot to select a bank account. So we'll go ahead and select the Commission Trust Account. Update. And here we have all of the expenses and payments that we have in this account. So what you'll want to do is you can put in your statement balance and make sure all of the payments line up according to the date. Make sure that if you are new to bank reconciliations that you consult a certified accountant before doing so. Okay, and last but not least, we're going to go over our reports quickly. We're constantly coming out with new reports from user feedback. So if you have a report that you really need, just let us know, and either we have a report that we can put in your account, or we will work on getting one for your office. As you can see, we have the income balance sheet, cash flow, like we did on the main page. You can also see all of the sales generated by your specific agent. You can see all of the expenses that you've made to certain agents. And while this is the overview, you can break it down into reports that are for receivables or payables. For example, if we want to see a payments made report, we can go in here, completely customize this report to how we want. If we want to see all the payments made in, for example, the commissions income account, then we can do that. Click Update, and here we have all of a total of $419,800 in total services revenue inside of this account. You can also do it by transaction, by item and service, like if we wanted to look at our desk fees, by office, etc. So you can go around once you have your account open and look at all of the different reports. We also do 1099s. So if you look here, we have our 1099 reports. You can click on an individual 1099 for your agent, and AcctFusion will create that for you based on the agent's total. And if we open this up right here, it will create a form in ASCII format with all of the information ready to submit to the IRS. Okay, so that should go over about everything in AcctFusion. I did fail to mention our e-checks. But as an alternative to check, you can also create e-checks inside of AcctFusion. And so I'll just show you that really quickly. And here you'll be able to create an electronic check that fills all of the information. And this can be sent out to your agents. They can scan it into their bank. It's secure, it's quick, and it's paper-free. Really nice feature inside of AcctFusion. And that's all for this tutorial video of AcctFusion. I hope it explained everything that you're looking for. Again, if you have any questions or if you'd like to get started with setting up an account, please go ahead and set up a time to schedule a live demo with one of our representatives where we can go over your final questions and get you up and going. Thanks for listening. This is Drew from AcctFusion. Have a great day.